It's not just that somebody is out there with a single gun. It's like a whole army. You're facing a whole line of them. There are all these different factors, and that's what makes it so deadly.
To boil it down, James Beecham with Motran says that there are many factors involved in an accident. The common things you hear about are DWIs, speeding, driver inattention, driver's frustration due to things like construction or other drivers. There's also the problem with many not giving themselves enough time to get to their destination, so they get in a hurry.
We're good old West Texans, and most of us who have lived in the Permian Basin for most of our life remember a day and a time where you could go from my house in Midland to Ector County and to Odessa. I could get there in about 20 minutes. That doesn't happen anymore. I've got to have about 40 minutes.
From 2009 to 2012, the Permian Basin has seen more than 34,000 new registered vehicles, and that's only including those who actually bother to go down to get their registration. James says another factor for these crashes are the underdeveloped roadways unable to accommodate this boom.
There's a lot more people on the road. They're driving a lot further. We've had higher traffic counts as a result of that on a lot of these roadways. A lot of them are being pushed to constraint. We also have drivers who are doing things that aren't safe. And you add all of those things together along with that underdeveloped system. Really what it is, you get a perfect combination that's ultimately going to see more crashes and more fatalities.
So what is being done to address the problems? Gene Powell with TxDOT says they're working on several projects to improve the road infrastructure.
We recently signed a contract to improve the intersection of Highway 385 with North Loop 338. We'll widen the intersection some, we'll add signal lights there. In March there'll be a bid opening to improve Loop 338 from Yukon all the way over to 385, making it a 4-lane divided road. That's obviously something that's going to be an improvement.
They're also looking at widening Texas 349 from Midland to Dawson County line, and also passing lanes on that road south of Midland. These are just a few of the projects in the works. When it comes to construction, though, funding is also a topic of discussion. Gene says funding from the state is a big part of every decision they make, and usually they have to work with a tight budget. Gene has a more personal connection to the road issue.
My mother died in a car wreck nearly 5 years ago, and being able to be in this position and talk to people about wearing seatbelts and not drinking and driving and not texting and driving and pay attention to stop signs. Hopefully we're making a difference out there.
I've witnessed several accidents, on 42nd, while I was on patrol. It is a dangerous street. It's dangerous because it's busy. Accidents are tough to go to, but it's even tougher, it's even sadder when they could have been prevented.
In just the past 5 years, the Permian Basin and surrounding areas have doubled or even tripled their population.
The issue of roadways and funding is an ongoing problem and not going to be solved overnight. But as we continue to deal with these problems, we all have to start to take responsibility for our actions behind the wheel.
Every intersection you come to, everything you're doing, pretend like your family's in front of you. Would you drive like that knowing your family's at that next intersection? I think if we'll think about that and slow ourselves down and just pay attention and give ourselves a little more time, we can reduce some of this.
I'm Stephanie Mills with News West 9.